What's good, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today, guys, I am going to give my 1-2 cents on the new gameplay, the gameplay trailer we got for Monster Hunter Wilds. And honestly, it's kind of everything I wanted it to be. See, the original trailer was more so, this is the game that we're working on, and this one gives us a little bit more. Not a whole lot more, but it gave us some more, and also we got some developer diaries as well. So we got a bit more information and clarified a couple of things. Outside of the very obvious, what is her name, like Little Miss Forge or whatever, she's all grown up. She has Easter eggs, her wearing the Caravanner's jacket and the Kutku handmade doll from the Guildmarm. All those things are pretty cool and neat and whatnot, but that's actually not really stuff that I care about, and I apologize if you kind of felt like I was going to delve deeper into that, where I'm more concerned about the actual gameplay. There's going to be time for the other stuff, but I want to make this a quicker video so that way we can talk about the core things that we know now. So the big one for me is the fact that now we can actually have multiple weapon types with this. So if you guys saw in the trailer, the main character, he used a great sword for the most part, but then when he hopped on his secret, I think that's how it's pronounced, it's the new mountable creature, so to speak. It also had a holster, and in that holster was a heavy bow gun. And I'm thinking now that's going to be really big. Dude was literally doing a drive-by on the monsters, and I'm assuming you can put it away and jump back off and do your attacks with your main weapon. The ability to have two weapons in a hunt is actually very big. It's something that I figured they would do at least at some point. I actually figured they would be doing it with World, and I know you're thinking that you can just go to the camp with World, but in this particular case you can keep the combo with you. So for example, let's say you're doing some I don't know, some light bow gunning or whatever, and you paralyze the monster, you can swap, get your greatsword out, and do massive damage with, the big slaps, you know what I mean? Given the fact that, like, let's say you're attacking a monster part, which is a new particular gimmick, so to speak, quote unquote. Don't like, my sources are pretty loose, but I will put all my sources in the description below. You have the ability where if you continuously attack a particular monster part, it becomes like a more natural weak point, versus how we used to do it back in Iceborne, where you had to clutch claw the monster part to kind of tenderize it a bit. In this case, the more you actually attack this one particular part, it kind of does it for you. So it's like foregoing the clutch claw, so that way you can actually do it more intuitively, something more natural. So I kind of like that particular gimmick. If that's actually going to be in the game, that helps gameplay a lot, and also helps with the fact that you can swap weapons. So let's say, like we talked about before, you paralyze the monster with your light bow gun, switch to your proper melee weapon. Because the monster's standing still, you can like really smack it very hard on the head or whatever part you're actually aiming to work on, or vice versa, you know what I mean? So I really like the element of actually being able to use two weapons. I do like our little new mount, the secret or whatever it's called. A lot of cool things about it make me happy, because it works very much like the Palamute from Rise, and I think they were called the Tail Raiders from Iceborne. That's actually a really cool addition in my opinion. With Wilds being what it is and as big as it is, it's really cool to see that now they're adding in like seamless hunts. So you'll be in, I'm just gonna call it like a wild area, an expedition, or whatever you want to call it, a guiding lands mission, and you'll see a monster. If you swing on that monster, the quest actually initiates, and it allows for a lot of immersive and very nice and seamless gameplay. On top of that, the environments that they're actually including in the game, the ones that we at least got to see thus far, there's so much going on. There's so much weather. One moment it'll be a crazy sandstorm or like a crazy thunderstorm, and then like on the other side of that, it's just this lush grassland, The biomes that they was actually able to show for us are like drastic as hell. It has like extremes on both ends. So I really like how not just the gameplay affects how that's going with the thunder strikes and everything, but the monsters that are actually within there as well. I do like how that the two monsters they did show us, one was like that amphibian type monster, which is really cool, because I think the last one we really saw for as an amphibious monster was like Tetsu or something like that. So that's neat. And the Fang Beast that looks more, I'm gonna say it kind of gives me vibes of like Gossarog, where it's like a guy in a suit, but this one is more of like a dog bear kind of thing, but it's kind of the same skeleton, so you can kind of see a lot of the same animations and whatnot. I think it looks really cool. The fact that in the trailer that the character himself is fighting 3 at a time leads me to believe that they either A, fight in packs, or B, the monster himself isn't super strong, and we can finally see hunts where you fight multiples of the same monster again, because I believe World had none of those at all. But speaking of hunting, the new thing that they try to mention, or they try to show off in the trailer a little bit, just a little bit, was the new focus mode. Now, we don't know a whole lot about focus mode, or from what I could gather, I don't really see a whole bunch of information on it. But what I'm able to gather from it is that if you focus, you can go into a particular mode. You focus your hunter on a particular part of the monster's body, and it kind of gives you not necessarily a whole new suite of attacks or abilities, but it enhances certain ones, so that way maybe akin to that, like having an aim assist and like a shooter or something like that, where if you focus on that one part with the little camera or whatever, a lot of the attacks will be changed that way. It will focus directly on that one part, maybe doing additional, what's known in this new gimmick, like the scratch thing. Maybe that's also what it's going to be focused on, to, doing additional damage with. I'm not entirely sure, but to see the actual character do a lot of extra cool attacks out of it. So if you see in the trailer, he does this giant upswing attack and the monster goes flying back, reeling back if you will, and then it shows that he's doing like an attack where he runs with the greatsword at the monster. You see the slinger when he does this as well. We're assuming this is the distinct attacks that you can do within focus mode, but it also gives us a lot of Frontier vibes. If you guys have ever played Monster Hunter Frontier, there's the extreme styles. Extreme Greatsword has that particular run, and a lot of my friends who play Frontier, they're like, yo, that looks just like that. I'm like, you know what? I ain't mad at you, it does look like that. If they add more Frontier things into this game, I'll be happy with it, because Frontier is a quote-unquote dead game. But in Rise and Sunbreak, they added a couple of Frontier things. Heck, they even gave us a whole Frontier monster. So if we add more mechanics that make the game faster and more dynamic and explosive, I'm kind of okay with that. And as far as the slinger goes, the slinger isn't like how it used to be back in the day. It's more of a almost like a grappling hook, at least is what I'm led to believe thus far. We need to see more gameplay, but in the the PlayStation blog, it said that it can grab items from far away, and there's contextual button prompts. So like, let's say you're walking in an area, and then the button prompt for the slinger will pop up, and then you can like grab onto something or whatever. So I'm guessing it'll be more useful than it was in World or something like that. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be quite cool. But honestly, this is all the stuff that I found interesting within the trailer. I said it was going to be a shorter video, but I rambled on far too long. It is what it is. I know there's a bunch of other things like Easter eggs and like how the Ace Lancer might be the guy they showed in the trailer or whatever, you know, all that stuff. That's cool, that's neat, but I care more about the gameplay, so that's why I showed you guys first. With that being said, everyone, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think with the trailer and everything, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.